in the documentary, what they went over is when you become aware, the system realizes that you're aware,
Mm-hmm.
you become a target.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what Neo needed is in order for him to become awake or awakened to
Mm-hmm.
begin that process, he needed Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was connected with Trinity, then he was able to get plugged in. And is it not funny that they put a little device in the back of your head to gets to your pineal gland and starts giving it a bunch of light?
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? So what she did is she created initially three core products that we call the Trinity: clean slate, restore, and zero in. And they are designed to hit on that same aspect of hitting control alt delete on the computer. So you've got clean slate, which is really the most advanced um, process to take natural cleanup to the light. So this amazing crystal that's been around since the earth was created.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to work with this stuff for 18 years. It's been a fun journey. But she took a biotech approach to things, and instead of doing what everyone else has done, as far as using acids and such to break apart this crystal, doing so actually destroys the most special component and the most important piece of what this crystal has to offer us, which is bioavailable silica.
Mm-hmm.
So she breaks apart this amazing little cage structure. She loads it with trace minerals, with sea salt, because if you
Mm-hmm.
didn't know, we come from seawater.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then and then she does a bunch of programming with it, with magnets and harmonics and a little intention. We load it with some vitamin C to improve permeability across membranes. And this little guy does stuff that we've never seen before. So it's working to feed the body
Mm-hmm.
components to detoxify the system, little scavengers that can grab onto things, but at the same time, delivering the trace minerals, delivering the bioavailable silica that begins the regeneration process,
Mm-hmm.
and preventing this mineral gapping that can take place when you remove bad guys if you don't replace the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
So that starts this foundational component. Then you got to take care of the gut, right? Because we know that there's the gut brain connection. You have the two brains. We have the vagus nerve that connects everything. So your brain, your heart, your gut, it's all connected through our vagus nerve.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to address your immune system, as you mentioned. You've got to take care of the biome, the microbiome, the virome, all of these aspects of the gut that controls your immune system, that
Mm-hmm.
controls all of the neurotransmission communication throughout your operating system.
Mm-hmm.
So Restore is this amazing little golden gel of greatness that works to kill off fungus, kill off parasites, bring the leaky gut, the
Mm-hmm.
junctions of your gut back together. And what's really important is to understand that your gut, the biome and the microbiome of your gut, the lining of your gut actually regenerates every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you continue to be toxic, you're going to continue to have problems.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start doing things that clean things up, you see changes really, really quickly. And so you get the gut taken care of. You reduce systemic inflammation, the bad inflammation. And then you got to play with neurotransmission. And this is where the fun really, really comes in, is this little capsule of zero in, which is a combination of 7 ingredients that are designed to get the gut producing dopamine and serotonin
Mm-hmm.
endogenously. So not doing it like cocaine or, like opioids will do, synthetically, but giving the body, giving the gut the exact, formula it needs to go, oh, I can do this. But then it's intention controlled. So if during the day you need to be focused, you need to crush it, you're alert, you're focused, you're relaxed because you've got some serotonin, but you've got more dopamine. In a sports performance arena, you absolutely crush it. We actually have case studies now on some Olympic athletes over in Hungary that we saw 50% improvements in reaction time in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got banned substance approval on all the products because of having some elite athletes using them to make sure that, if you're a competitive, professional athlete, if you're a footballer, if you're, an Olympian, if, you won, if you're a footballer and you've been vaccinated with that whole campaign, you definitely need stuff. But when we look at performance, reaction is everything. Proprioception, the ability to create space, comes down to everything. And seeing those improvements has been outstanding, because there's a little component, your little pineal gland, that controls the light of our brain. whether it's your circadian rhythm, so your sleep and wake cycles, which controls your weight loss and everything, which, like you touched on, the calcification of the pineal gland, shutting that off allows us to get fat really easily,
Hmm.
become lethargic, not sleep well. So they can sell us pillows, they can sell mattresses, they can sell you sleep aids and melatonin and everything to sleep, because they shut off our natural mechanism to do it. So they turn you into a zombie.
Hmm.
Because if you can't get into deep REM sleep, your body can't detoxify, you can't recover, you can't function. You don't dream, which means you don't problem solve, which means you don't create, and you become lost. So there's an interesting little pathway that takes place when you do this with the Trinity. You decalcify the pineal gland, take care of the gut, you boost endogenous dopamine and serotonin. So when you're ready to go to sleep, you get more serotonin. The serotonin goes to your pineal gland. Your pineal gland, the little crystals in there, convert serotonin into melatonin. So you're out like a light. Extra serotonin becomes DMT. So you get lucid dreaming. And
Hmm.
while you're dreaming, your glymphatic system kicks in. It washes your brain.
Hmm.
So you detoxify your brain while your body's taking care of the rest of the mess. You flush stuff out, you wake up feeling like $1,000,000. And what do they say? Wash, rinse, repeat.
Hmm.
And it's been amazing. And then what she's done on top of that is then starting to create the layers, of protection, with our Relive Greens, which is designed to improve metabolic function and give you all of the key components you need, from a greens perspective, and some extra additives as far as probiotics and prebiotics, different fibers and such, in the purest form available. And one of the things, like you talked about, the quality, what she does now, she does GMO tracing
Hmm.
on all of the ingredients. So not just looking at the ingredients, like if we were looking at, we'll say banana flour, right? So you say, okay, are these organic bananas?
Hmm.
And so you can do GMO analysis to see if GMOs were used on the plant themselves. What she does to make sure of the quality is doing the GMO tracing. So looking at the parents of the plant to make sure they weren't GMOs either, because as we know, I mean, this has been a long-term campaign.
Hmm.
And then we added Relive, we added Give Me Back My Youth, which is a combination of collagen and colostrum for the first time, which is outstanding. But the last one that we just introduced, called mitochondrial support, is really, really crucial, because for the first time, she figured out how to stabilize NAD for 2 years.
Hmm.
But it's a little capsule that feed the body daily the tools it needs to produce more NAD. NAD is what powers every mitochondria in your cell. It's what powers life. Without high levels of NAD, your immune system doesn't have the power to actually overpower anything else that's coming in to invade it. And the way the balance works is if you have exposure from other environmental issues that have higher levels of NAD than you do, they win.
Hmm.
So you have to address all these components. And we've been doing this. We launched the process. We launched Root on 02/02/2020, right? Because numerology is important. And we watched, and we let these behave. We let the community do what it does, because people do something unique. If they get outcomes, if we find things that benefit us, we find things we like, we share. That's the reason you become so prominent, not because of any marketing, but because of the value you're providing. And people see, they learn, they hear, they then identify, oh, wait a minute, Charlie's not completely full of shit.
Hmm.
And they told their friends,
Hmm.
and you've got a hell of an audience now. So,
Yeah.
we've seen that. And I think the important part now is with this campaign that's gone on, and I'll simplify it greatly. All of the things people fear, all of the things that have been done, all of the damage some people have incurred, we reverse all of it.
Hmm.
Clinically proven, published, already done. Yeah, so it's not a conversation of if you've had these things done, there's no going back.
Hmm.
That's not true. You we are made to regenerate. We heal. We are the greatest biological computer ever created, and we are light, which means we are infinite.
Hmm.
We just have to be able to shine. And when you get those tools, you get to see this reboot, take place. And that's why we called the company Root, because we knew we were getting back to the root causes of issues. We wanted to address that, but as a society we also need to get back to our roots, right? We need to go back to what we were.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that the concept of back to the future, when we really look at it, is exactly what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
We think we're moving forward, but really what we're doing is going back to what we came from.
Mm-hmm.
And we're making that circle. So I'm ranting.